Hey, Natasha here. In this video, we are going to discuss some key components that every business owner or private practice owner needs to review at year end. So during my private practice journey, I always dreaded this time of year. I would procrastinate on doing my bookkeeping. I would delay running P&L reports. And ultimately, this was all because hindsight being 2020, I knew things weren't working in my business and I just didn't want to review it and face it and really look at what was working and what wasn't working. So I want you to ask yourself this question, which is, am I the bottleneck in my business? So we're going to look and break this down a little bit further, and I've already pre-written some things. This is going to include, and we're going to break these down further, which is analytics, calendar, health, and systems. So when we look at this, analytics can mean so many things. And when we're looking specifically at year end, this can be, like I already mentioned, profit and loss, right? So really looking at your numbers, doing your bookkeeping. So this can also be not only P&L, but also subscriptions, all the software components that you're using, your EHR system, marketing, what's working and what's not working. And then also looking at, because this is important, is your ROI on all of these things. You know, if we're putting out money and we're spending money on certain things, we want to get a return, right? I mean, that's essentially what it is. That phrase, it takes money to, or what is it? You got to spend money to make money. There we go. That one. So you're reviewing all of these things. And really, when you break that down, if you are getting a lackluster return or none at all, then it's worth, again, reviewing and seeing, can I just get rid of this? Do I need this? Or also looking at whether or not you can consolidate. Sometimes without us realizing it and sitting down and looking where all of our expenses are going and what the function of these things are, we may miss the fact when we do not review there's so many things that can be all in one. And that can be your EHR system, which I've talked about in previous episodes. This can also be when we look at things like faxing, things like billing, and all of those things. And then when we look at social media, there's so many apps and different hosts and platforms and things that we can be using. But when we look at ROI, we want to also be looking at, when we look at, say you have a LinkedIn and you've got Facebook and you have all these things, are you getting referrals from these places? Are you actually networking and getting hot or warm leads from these platforms? Because you can also consolidate where you are doing your social media as well. Sometimes we think we have to be everywhere at once. That's not necessarily the case, especially because your time is your currency. Okay, so if you're spending, that time adds up, especially when we look and culminate everything over a year. You're spending, say, 20 minutes every day on 6 different platforms marketing your business. Whether you're automating that or not, that's up for a completely different episode. But that time adds up, especially if you're not generating leads or getting, actual warm networking opportunities. So looking at all of that, condensing and consolidating, whether that is social media, whether that is system subscriptions, revisiting all-in-one platforms, because really, if you're paying for 3, 4, 5 different subscriptions for different things, and yes, you may be at face value paying more high ticket for one item, but it may in fact be more cost effective to get the all-in-one versus having 4 or 5 different subscriptions for different things. So it's always worth reviewing, whether that's every 6 months or at the end of the year, where all your expenses are going and if you're really getting that return. So then I've talked in previous episodes about your calendar. So this, again, your calendar is analytics for you. So I don't my guess is you're not after every week deleting everything in your calendar. And if you are, you might want to stop. For some of you that may have some control issues over your calendar, leave it. And there's a way to really, in fact, calculate the analytics. And I break this down a lot more in my Back to Balance workshop. I'll link that below as well, where we not only plan out at least 90 days ahead for your customized template of your own, but also showing you how to, in fact, not only reverse engineer, but take the analytics, calculate analytics so you know what you're actually getting done. So your calendar is in review. So you can review this several different ways that make sense to you. You can review it by quarter. You can review it at year end. What got done, what didn't get done. Again, what went well, what didn't go well, if it was a marketing campaign, if it was certain launches, or if you opened another location, all of these things. And you could even break that down further with if you have a team and you have new hires, or if you're looking at turnover or any of those things. Your calendar is what you need to also review, because then going into the next year, and in this case, 2026, you want to take what's working, because if it's not broken, use it and implement those things that worked and get rid of anything that did not work. Okay. Now, health. I include this because, yes, this is your business review, but your business, as I've said in previous episodes, is an extension of you. So you need to be taking care of yourself. This can also be the health of your business, right? And we're looking at analytics, where the money is going. Are you in the red? Are you breaking even? Are you turning a profit? Are you meeting your financial goals that you have set for last year, last quarter, what have you? So your health of your business, where are you financially, but also your health, because if you are working and working and working and you are not taking care of yourself, and I'm talking, are you skipping meals? Look at your calendar. Are you not going to the doctor? Did you skip an appointment? Are you taking those preventative measures, getting preventative health checks, things like that? Are you staying hydrated? Are you so busy that you just really didn't even meet, say you do have like a hydration goal? Are you meeting those? Are you at least drinking a couple full glasses of water every day? Are you taming down on the coffee? What are you doing? So these are things to keep in mind, is not only the health of your business where you stand, but also your health. Because if you are finding that you are not taking full care of yourself, taking preventative measures, and really doing what you need to do on a daily basis, that is a review for you as far as your business. Are you working your work boundary blocks? Are you overworking? Is it time that you hire some help? So when working in our business, we don't want to sacrifice our health. So a year in review for that as well. Now that can also not only just obviously being healthy, but are we doing other self-care activities? So what's going to be shorter to write? Are we exercising at whatever frequency is your goal? So this doesn't have to be daily necessarily, but are you exercising? Are you, getting routine haircuts? Do you dye your hair? Routine hair appointments. Do you enjoy massages? Do you need a massage because your muscles are so tense? Are you keeping up with those things? Do you like to get your nails done? Are you getting regular nail appointments? You got to look at your calendar and look at those things. Year in review, full circle. So it's your business and yourself. And then when we look at systems, this looks at a few different things. So I didn't want to write it all down, but systems looks at, well, do you have standard operating procedures? Do you have SOPs in place? Because at the end of the day, if you're doing all the things, at some point you want somebody else to duplicate or replicate what it is that you're doing. Because when you shift into that more of that CEO role, if you're not already there, you need to have systems in place. And then at the year end, we're looking at optimizing. So say you do have those systems in place. Are they working? Are they efficient? Have things changed? Do they need to be updated? All of those things. Again, because things change, things are fluid, updating those systems if you have them in place. And if you don't, start doing them. And you don't have to reinvent the wheel when you do this. There are simple ways that I teach in a lot of my different courses, including my private practice burnout solution program, where we dive into exactly how to do this without making it another thing to do. So there's SOPs. There's also what I like to include, which is your workspace. And I am not only going to say this for work, I will say this full circle for if you have a home office especially, but you don't have to. But your workspace, reviewing that, take a look around. Is it cluttered? Is it in shambles? Is it piecemeal together? Do you have multiple locations? This was me for many years. I had multiple locations and things were everywhere. And I would call it at the time like controlled chaos because I knew where everything was. But aesthetically, looking at it, it was almost like taking a look into my brain, and I had 10,000 browsers open and nothing was happening, and I was just scattered all over the place. Taking a look at your workspace are things organized and filed away? Do you have things that have been sitting undone for weeks, months at a time? Or maybe, embarrassingly enough, the entire year. Get rid of them, get them done, organize, declutter everything. And this even goes for digitally, because now, a lot of things are digital if you're not fully digital already. But there's also all the other pieces of just digital clutter. This includes your calendar. This includes your phone. This could be files. This could be pictures. This could be your desktop on your work computer. What does that look like? Do you have a whole bunch of files that need to be deleted or have no use because they've already been uploaded to your EHR system? Do that. Year-end review. Look at everything. Get rid of some stuff. And we're going to dive more into this when I do kind of a part 2 of this, which is going to be the start of the year reset. But what you want to do at the end of the year is really look at everything, analyze it, take notes, review data, take data in all areas, your health, your analytics, your calendar, your systems or lack thereof, and take note of this. And then we're going to go into the beginning of next year and we're going to get things set up to reset you and to set you up for success in all areas, because your business, your practice is an extension of you. If you stayed with me to the end, amazing. Check out my links below, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next video.